Stay tuned to check out what sold today. From clothes to kicks, we got that vintage flair. You name it, we got it. All the styles you want to wear. Started small, now we. I am a full-time reseller, and I thought it best to just share what I sold daily because your girl can't do a whole week at a time. But today we had 9 sales on Poshmark and eBay. So if you want to see what's selling right now, let's get into it. Let's start with eBay. First off, we're going to start with this Eileen Fisher midi skirt gray, size large. I picked this up off of the just rolled out rack at the regular Goodwill. So it was the stuff that hadn't even hit the floor. I got this skirt and a St. John's skirt that is still for sale if you're interested. It has been listed since December 19th of 2024. Took 40 days to sell. The order total was $42.72. Sales tax $347. Transaction fee $782. Shipping label $625. Earnings came out to $25.18. So next up on eBay was this Soma Cool Nights nightgown. I actually found 2 of these in the same day, and ooh, balloons. And they both sold. So yeah, that's a brand to look forward to. It's not going to sell for a ton, but it does flip pretty quickly. This one was listed on January 24th. I think that's the 4. Couldn't read my own writing. But it took 7 days to sell. The order total was $25.72. The sales tax was $120. Transaction fee was $487. Shipping label $452, and my earnings were $15.13. So the next item was a basic Joseph A. Banks men's t-shirt green, and we relisted because my husband is going through the process of delisting and relisting items that were more than a year old, zhuzhing up the titles and the description, and if necessary, retaking the photos. Uh, but this was one of the ones that relisted, and after relisting, it sold in 7 days. This is just a basic green t-shirt, and it was probably from my dad's estate, and he's passed away 3.5 years ago. It did take a long time for me to get all of those things listed. So no telling. I might have listed it last summer. It was probably in a box for years. But the order total was 18. The sales tax was 72 cents. The transaction fee was 352. The shipping label was 521, and my earnings were 855. This next one was a long sell, and it had a lot of things working against it. First of all, these are skinny jeans. They are a moto style, and they are a size 0. So all things that were working against it. So when I listed these back on June 13th of 2023, 595 days ago, I was not as savvy as I am today. So I'm not making all those mistakes anymore. The order total was $21.34. The sales tax was $2. The transaction fee was $4.11. The shipping label was $6.84, and my earnings after nearly 600 days were only $8.39. They were a bins pickup, but I am still really focusing on those stackable qualities on items to make sure that I can get the most out of every item that I pick up. Next up was this Urban Outfitters jacket, and actually I wouldn't have let it go for this price. I was going back and forth with the buyer. They had sent a lowball offer of $10 and went back and forth, and then when I wasn't paying attention, my husband accepted their offer of, I think it was $18, which I really wanted to get closer to that 22 mark. But he is not authorized to accept offers. He needs to get something written in his evaluation for that. But order total was $28.74. The sales tax was $174. The transaction fee $5.39, shipping label $10, and earnings $11.61. Um, that's why I didn't want to take an offer for $10, and that is one of the things that, as I tease about my husband, because we work together. Even though I started Three Queens Resell, we're like equal partners, and we've divided up the work. And so, but he will take an offer for anything, and I'm really like, no, no, don't do that. Things that are after. So if you get a really good offer, if you send like a 2 cent offer, and it gets accepted, my husband accepted it. Um, but things that we have had less than 30 days, I don't want to take an offer for less than 30%. And depending on the traffic and attention and the seasonality of the offer, I will wait even longer um, than that. But this was listed 31 days. And yeah, it was an Urban Outfitters jacket, herringbone print. And so a nice like streetwear, like classic dark academia piece that is good right now. So these next shoes are direct from my closet. And if you are a new reseller, go ahead and list your stuff that you are not wearing. Start with your items. So these are the Nike Lunar Lawn sneakers, size 8.5. I wear a 9. I don't know why I had these. Maybe that's probably just how long I've had them, because I have worn a 9 for quite a while now. Since that last baby, my feet just grew. But the order total on these was $14.67. The transaction fee was $2.21. The shipping label was $7.67. My earnings were only $4.79. Not a problem. They were from my own closet, and they had been listed since May 24th of 2023, so 615 days. And I do progressive markdowns on eBay, so like after a year, it's marked down like 70%. So they got a great deal. Now I'm going to share with you my Poshmark sales. First off, more of these Vineyard Vines white denim shorts, size 27. And these had been listed since July 27th of 2024. I do closet clear out, like where I reduce things like once a week. It's a different set of things, so it's not everything every week. But and then eventually things get like delisted and relisted. And these Vineyard Vine shorts had been listed since July 27th of 24, 185 days, and they were just about to be delisted and relisted. And so, but they sold for $11. After the $2.95 in fees, I made $8.05. They were a bins pickup, and they are like a short. I tend to get more for the longer inseam shorts. Next up was this open ceremony embellished silk bomber jacket. I initially had this priced over $100 because I was out of my mind. But I picked this up at a consignment shop back in December. In December, it has been listed for 407 days. So it was December 18th of 23 that it was listed. I picked this up for $7, and I quickly looked up comps on it when I was in there, and it was listed for over $200. So I think that's why I had it listed so high. But it sold for $54. After the $10.80 in fees, I was left with $43.20, which I'm completely happy with. I wish I would have priced it better in the beginning. And my third Poshmark sell was this Dooney and Burke ID card holder. A friend of mine gave this to me. And friends, if you have friends, family, tell everyone that you are reselling. If they have things that they want to get rid of, they will give them to you. Now, some people are going to try to have you list their items for them and you give them the money. We're not going to do that. But what you could do is buy things from them. And typically when people ask me to do a buyout, I either do a fill-a-bag where I fill an IKEA bag for $25 of whatever I can look through. And because what people need to understand is that I need it at wholesale prices. So if I buy it from you for what I could buy it for off of Poshmark, I'm not going to make any money. So as a result, I have a few loyal friends that donate stuff to me seasonally. Like they clean out their closets, they give me their stuff because they want to help my small business and my church ladies. And typically, when I get those items, I get 5, 6, 7, 8 trash bags at a time, and I'm happy to go through them. But this Dooney and Burke ID card holder was one of the items that was in a bag. It has been listed since April 11th of 24, so 292 days. It sold for $13 on Poshmark. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with 10.05. So today's numbers: Poshmark, we had 61.30 in sales, and these are numbers are after all fees, shipping discounts. This is a gross amount of money that goes in my account. eBay, we had 73.65 in sales, totaling 134.95. We sold 9 items, and our average sale price was $14.99. Be sure to like this video. Let me know in the comments how your day is going, and leave me any questions about getting started as a reseller. And I am looking for new video content ideas, so let me know below what you'd be interested in learning about or seeing me do. I will see you in the next one, friends.
It's Green Queen, we sell, let me set the scene. We hustle hard, second green, living up the dream. From clothes and kicks, we got